We continue with the explanation of the story, the ashes that made the trees blue. Till now we had seen that, we had discussed that the dog was killed by the neighbors and then he was buried under a pine tree, and then the old man goes and mourns his death, and then the dog comes in his dream and says that you cut the tree and make a mortar and a mill for yourself, and then when they do so and they want to make a pastry and a bean sauce, so what happens is it starts yielding gold. So this sight is seen by the neighbors, and the neighbors being greedy, they too want to take yield gold. So they borrow these two things from them, the mortar and the mill. But when they start doing it, the entire the entire goods what they're using become worms. Now what do? They get very angry, and then they break it and turn it and burn it over there and turn it into ashes. Now what happens? This man goes to their place and he says, the dog comes in his dream, the good old man, and the dog says that you take my ashes and sprinkle it all over the trees and you see what will happen. So he goes to their home where these two people are happily doing their normal jobs, and let's see further what happens. Page number 61. The good old man humbly asked for the ashes. Though the covetous couple turned up their noses at him and scolded him as if he were a thief, they let him fill his basket with the ashes. Very, very wicked couple. Wicked means wicked. They don't have any kind of feeling. What they've done is wrong. These people were treating the old man only to be a kind of a thief, where his own things he was asking for. He did not even blame them that you've broken my things and you burned them to ashes. I just want the ashes. On coming home, the old man took his wife into the garden. It being winter, their favorite cherry tree was bare. Now winter, all the leaves will be withering or must have withered away by then, and the trees are bare. It's a cherry tree, okay? He sprinkled a pinch of ashes on it, and lo, it sprouted blossoms until it became a cloud of pink blossoms which perfumed the air. In winter, it is very difficult for trees to blossom, for the flowers to blossom, for the trees to bloom. Very, very difficult. This was magic. The news of this filled the village, and everyone ran out to see the wonder. The covetous couple also heard the story, and gathering up the remaining ashes of the mill, kept them to make the withered trees blossom. Again, they too wanted to keep that ash. They had a part of the ash, so they wanted to keep those ashes, and they also wanted to make the trees bloom over there. Do you think it's possible? No. The kind old man, hearing that his lord, the daimyo, was to pass along the high road near the village, set out to see him, taking his basket of ashes. As the train approached, he climbed up into an old withered cherry tree that stood by the wayside. Now the daimyo was to come over there, and then he wanted the daimyo to feel good, and he got onto one tree, and then he knew that when he would sprinkle the ash, what would happen. Now in the days of the daimyos, it was the custom when their lord passed by for all the loyal people to shut up their high windows. Now that's a custom. They had to follow this kind of a custom. When the royal people would pass from the street, they had to close the windows. They even pasted them fast with a slip of paper so as to not commit the impertinence of looking down on his lordship. You know what's the logic? When you see from a height, you see down. Okay? The entire rally would be going, the procession would be going from down. So, because he is from the royal family, you can't even look down like this at him. You have to always look above, so that the king, the daimyo, has the feeling that he is superior to you. Imagine. So, what's the meaning of impertinence? Impertinence means like in Hindi you call gustakhi, like you're not having the courage to do something wrong. The train drew near. One tall, competent man marched ahead, crying out to the people by the way, get down on your knees, get down on your knees. And everyone kneeled down while the procession was passing. So, what happens is, you as a mark of respect, go down on your knees, bowing low in front of the king, to show daimyo that he is the superior and we are not that superior to him. Suddenly the leader of the van caught sight of the aged man up in the tree. He was about to call out to him in an angry tone, but seeing he was such an old fellow, he pretended not to notice him and passed him by. Somebody did notice him sitting on the tree, but tree again is at a height here. So the soldier had a problem, but because that man was very old, he neglected and he went forward. So when the daimyo's palanquin drew near, the old man, taking a pinch of ashes from his basket, scattered it over the tree. In a moment it burst into blossom. Palanquin होती है डोली like जिसमें डोली में बैठ के आते हैं, that's the palanquin. In the olden days you had minimal means of transport. Either the palanquin bearers would take you, or you would go on horses, or you would go on mules, because he was from the royal degree, so he came in a palanquin. And as the procession closed by and then the daimyo was close to him, one pinch of ash he took and sprinkled on the tree, and the entire tree blossomed into cherry flowers. Suddenly, the delighted daimyo ordered the train to be stopped and got out to see the wonder. Calling the old man to him, he thanked him and ordered presents of silk robes, sponge cake, and fans and other rewards to be given to him. He even invited him to his castle. Now, if you do something very special for the eminent person, that person is more than obliged, and if he is happy, he will definitely reward you with gifts. So these many gifts the old man got. So the old man went gleefully home to share his joy with his old wife. So he took all these things, what he had got as a reward, and then he went to his wife to tell the story. But when the greedy neighbor heard of it, here comes the greedy neighbor again, he took some of the magic ashes and went out on the highway. So he also wanted to do the same magic and then get gifts from the daimyo. So there he waited until a daimyo's train came along, and instead of kneeling down like the crowd, and he climbed with a cherry tree. He didn't kneel, he climbed onto the same like other cherry tree. But this time something different happens. When the daimyo himself was almost directly under him, he threw a handful of ashes. That guy had put only one pinch. This one handful of ashes he takes over there and he puts on the tree, which did not change a particle. When he throws a handful of ashes also, nothing happens to the tree. The wind blew the fine dust in the noses and the eyes of the daimyo and his wife. Obviously, if nothing is happening and the ashes are not magical, तो क्या होगा? तो पूरा हवा में फैलेगा, and then it literally went into the nose of the daimyo and his wife. Now, if you treat somebody of a royal degree this way, do you think you're going to get a reward or a punishment? Such sneezing and choking, it spoiled all the pomp and dignity of the procession. Pomp means itna dikhawa, like the very feeling that the royal degree people are coming. Everybody started sneezing and coughing, and all the dignity and the pomp went to dogs. The man whose business it was to cry, get down on your... The man whose business it was to cry, get down on your knees. Cry means to call out, the person whose duty it is to make the people kneel. He shouts on the top of his voice saying, get down on your knees. So he says, get down on your knees. Seized the old fool by the collar, dragged him by the tree, and tumbled him and his ash basket into the ditch by the road. He held his collar, he dragged him and threw him into a ditch mane gadda. Then beating him soundly, अच्छे से कुटाई की, he left him for dead, और छोड़ दिया मरने के लिए. Thus the wicked old man died in the mud, but the kind friend of the dog dwelt in peace and plenty, and both he and his wife lived to a green old age. So they did grow older, but they didn't have that many problems. When they had the dog with them, they still, whatever minimalistic they had, they were happy with that also. They looked after the dog with great care, with whatever they had with them. But still they were, when the dog passed away, he did leave his magic. And why was this magic? This magic was because of the generosity of the old couple and the good living style, the good living being kind of an attitude towards the others, the society. No matter what the others did to them, they pardoned them, and they never fought back saying, why did you do this to us? And whatever they got as a reward, they did share it with the people. They did not keep everything to themselves as a sign of greed. So these qualities of theirs actually separated them from the crowd, and that is why the magical ash, and that is why the magical mortar and the mill, and that is why the finding of the treasure. So magic does happen in your life. You just have to be kind. You just have to be generous. Don't become stingy and think that if everything should be there, it should be there only for me. Let the grip be open, dear. If, like my dad used to say, a person who gives always has an upper hand, and a person who takes always his hand is lower. So you choose now whether you need to have an upper hand or a lower hand, and accordingly you will be blessed. But don't do it because you want a blessing in return. Don't have that notion in your mind कि अच्छा मैं अच्छा करूंगी तो ही अच्छा होगा ना, तो चलो मुझे अच्छा चाहिए तो मैं अच्छा करती. Don't do that. Just do it for doing sake and forget it. If He, the Almighty, wants it to come back to you, it will come back to you as double, triple investment in return. But do good, be generous, be kind. Okay, that's the moral of the story. And the question answers I will be sending you. If you want to keep that particular question answers pictures stored in your mobile and learn from there only also, it's okay for me. If questions answers are there in the text, I will mark it for you. And if somewhere you have to write down, you can write it down in any nook and corner. There are blank spaces available on the top over here. You can write that also. So either way, it's all at your discretion. Whatever you want to do, there's no compulsion in it. Thank you, dear.